Namaste and welcome to Vedic Vidya. My name is Jeffrey Armstrong, Kavindra Rishi. Our topic tonight, and thank you for joining us, is the country of Bharat is the real and original name of the country we call India. Bharat. And so should be officially and internationally changed from her colonial name to her real name. This is part of a process, a restoration of the many beautiful cultures around the world, Bharat being the largest and greatest of those. But I always think of all of them when I think of Bharat because all of them had their cultures disregarded, damaged, pushed aside. And so it's very important that we undo some of these colonial mistakes. And if you've ever noticed, when people want to dominate something, they give it a pet name. They take it, dominate it, own it, somehow control it, and then to prove that, they give it a name. This misnaming, renaming, politically motivated, own you now naming has been going on for quite a few hundred years now, very intensely. Think of it as since Columbus ventured out into the world, the historical moment was right. Everyone had gunpowder except the people that were about to be shot with the gunpowder, whose belongings were about to be taken, whose cultures were about to be canceled, who are about to be told they don't call themselves what they want. So, ironically, the people of North America are called Indians. How funny is that? No one was laughing, of course. But this is how words have been thrown around. And we're just in the era now to heal this, to go to each culture that's been dominated and treated in this way and say, so sorry, I didn't do this, previous generations did, but let's fix it. Let's go back to the name you like to be called. Let's call your culture by its name, and let's have special money set aside to restore any of the oral traditions. Think of this. Think of all of the cultures we call Indian. All of the groups of people living across North America and Canada are called Indian. What do they have to do with India? Isn't this chaotic, disrespectful? Instead of asking them, what do you call yourself? How would you like to be addressed? And here's a budget, since our ancestors pretty well destroyed your culture, but let's see if any is left. I want you to see all of this is connected to the names because it's very important. And in the case of Bharat, it has the world's most precise language, Sanskrit, which is also the oldest, most precise language. That is to say, there are other old languages, but none of them with that precision. All scholars around the world agree to what I just said. There is no disagreement. Sanskrit has 50 letters in the alphabet. It's the most perfect language. It means the perfected language. And so it's time, at the age of information, to become a little more savvy, a little more aware, a little more thoughtful, and not just think that English has all the right words and I already know what to call things. Inquire from each civilization, especially those that have been run over by the train of modernity, and say to them, what would you like to be called? What name do you like to go by? And by the way, those unnamed tribes, there are a few of them that have names. How about the Iroquois Confederation of the East Coast of the United States? Did you know that they invented democracy as we now know it? They had a constitution when we came from Europe just to steal from them and bring black slaves from Africa to their culture. When we did that, they gave us democracy. Isn't that interesting? So what is India trying to give us? Oh, whoops. What is Bharat trying to give us? You see? What are these Indians? No, I don't know. How about, what is the Iroquois Confederation? There's actually a book that describes how they brought their constitution to what was going to become Washington, D.C., gave it to the settlers, and they enacted it as the Constitution of the United States. But those various groups, and especially the ones that had it, the Iroquois, are never honored anywhere. I didn't learn that in history. So this issue of calling the country we've been calling India politically Bharat, because that's who it really is really the symptom of ending colonialism and going across our planet asking every civilization that's been damaged or destroyed, what are the remnants? What might we save? What should we do to call them by their correct name? Wouldn't that be lovely? A renaming budget. So people go around the world and readjust and have a fund for rewriting the history of that culture, because naming is an important ancillary to history and understanding who people are and would like to be known as. This is a very important part of not only healing and restoring what was done for the last 300 years on our planet, but finding a way to get along with each other now that's not just name calling. We now have the ability to destroy each other multilaterally all across the planet. How we speak, how we name things, pretty important now. The respect we show to others, and how we look for ways of disagreeing without destroying one another. Sound important? Ask your children. How would you like your future? With nuclear weapons just hanging over you? And everyone angry and upset with each other still? Or getting along beautifully, calling each other by beautiful names? So this naming is the basis of the information age. So reclaiming names in what is not history, it's only history because we won't talk about it. So far, the people who are the ancestors of the people who did it are embarrassed or ashamed or just don't know to talk about it. But the culture of Bharat is actually showing us how to do this, because the Sanskrit language hasn't gone away, and because Greek, Latin, European languages, Russian, Gaelic, Celtic, Irish, all of those cultures, what to speak of German, Dutch, and English, all of our languages came from Bharat. So we should inquire into this. We should go in with a language-savvy mindset, asking, what are some words from your culture I could use that would show it respect, that would show it honor, that would resonate so that you get back the pride of being in a lineage of some kind, which you were, but now may not have a functional condition of it. So I'd like you to think that starting to use the names of ancient cultures is a way to heal the damage that could potentially destroy our now heavily armed nuclear culture planet. Don't you think it would be a good idea to do some healing with what we see aimed at everybody around the world? So, think about this, think of it deeply, take it into your heart, and start by calling the culture you've been calling India Bharat. Thank you. Vedic Vidya means shining the light of truth. Tune into Vedic Vidya on the Citti English channel. My name is Kavindra Rishi, Jeffrey Armstrong. See you next time, and have a Namas day.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.